take a look at the show today, you know, when you walk into the show and you see, in years past it was a big iron show. You had all of the major offset manufacturers prominently displayed, and today it's digital. It's all workflow, it's integration. It's about merging offset with digital, visual communications, or large format with, you know, narrow cut sheet. And the key is how do you derive that same look and feel across all technologies?
Like people are starting to walk around with iPads right now and not buying newspapers anymore. I think this is going to be a two-way communication piece. So I think this is just the very beginning. If this is Rev 1, think about what those next ones are going to be like.
Well, what we're seeing from the wide format inkjet printing side of things is, specifically for Muto America, is that we're going to go faster equipment. We're going to have faster equipment. We're going to be higher quality. There's going to be developments within the ink technology. We've got a new ink coming, for example, it's called multi-purpose, that prints on a variety of products and applications. So you're going to see a lot of development, I think, in speed, quality, and ink technology.
Significant changes will be the change in technology that we have seen over the last several years. It's moving so rapidly, and it's difficult for the individual printers to keep abreast with that change in technology. So we see our role at Fuji to be able to help them navigate through that time. Printers will have to diversify. They'll have to bring in other technology, and we see that going on now from where they have been offset printers and they've transitioned to the digital side of it. And now we see a transition as well where many of these printers are expanding beyond their core business and moving into the wide format business.
There's so many media channels now, and our customers need to help them communicate across all those simultaneously. You know, one vehicle is not enough anymore to be seen as credible in your market. You know, it used to be that we could just mail postcards and we could, you know, reach a bunch of customers that way, or we could use billboards. With, you know, Twitter and some of the other ways that we can reach out and talk to people, we need to look at those as not just irrelevant social trends, but evidence that people want to communicate information in lots of different ways.
Again, I think as you look at the future, I'm seeing a lot more focus on services, so becoming more of a marketing services provider, particularly with the quick print and the franchise print marketplace. I think at this point they're all on the same thought process that they need to be more of a marketing services provider.
You know, 2011 beyond, it's interesting. You know, these guys and even us. You know, it's that outlook. I think is a challenge for many to see, because, you know, we're just coming out of this, you know, tremendous recession. They're starting to get. I think we're starting to see a lot of encouragement, a lot of positive feedback we're hearing on that. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you look at what's going to really drive the business forward, it's going to be around simplicity. It's going to be around what we can do to help them drive their workflows easier, build efficiency within the operation, and take some of these more complex type of applications and make them easy for the print providers to use. And that's our job as a manufacturer, and then the print provider, of course, being able to adjust and to implement it from a business strategy standpoint.
I would have to say at this point, continue that the internet plays a massive role. There's no way to get around that, and that more and more online print procurement is going to continue to happen. But I do think that there's going to be a slight change, and perhaps mobile communications will play a role in this, is that people are going to want to use mobile communications and internet communications for actually repersonalizing the industry, repersonalizing connectivity between people.
I think that more vendors and print service providers will connect with solutions that allow them to offer end-to-end capabilities. And so I think that we'll get beyond the phase that we've seen in the past where print service providers have tried to or have felt the need to be the low-cost provider in their segment or in their geographic space. And I think that we'll see a continuation of the trend for them to offer these value-added services, whether it's through social media, multi-channel marketing, whether it's through digital services or marketing consulting services, and bringing print into that so that print is a component that leads and is trackable. And I think that that's something that our customers have asked for, and we've responded, and I think we'll see that continuing in the industry going forward.
I think as you look at what companies are looking for today, it's really ways in which they can diversify their business, especially within the graphics printing community. We're transitioning still from analog technology to digital technology, and customers are looking for ever more productive and cost-effective means to enable them to transition from the analog to the digital technology.
Well, it's still about printing, and I think the most important thing for developments for the future is about segments and how to market the segments. And I call them segments of one. This one-to-one printing still hasn't caught on yet. And we have to do a better job as printers and as communicators to market one-to-one printing and evangelize how effective one-to-one printing. We've done a good job about showing how color helps to increase profitability, increase marketing ability in terms of reach, but now we have to really show how one-to-one communication, personalization, customization is greater than ever, because we're competing with real what's been called traditional markets, which is display advertising and other things that are now moving to the mainstay, and we've got to make printing sexy.
Well, there's no question that we see a continuing consolidation in the industry. I think this is something that's inevitable. At the same time, along with that, we see certainly great opportunity on the digital side. We think digital is going to continue to grow and become a much more important part of the overall mix for the printers that are out there.
I believe a lot of the companies that are big players today in this industry won't exist in the future, and unknown companies that just seem small and insignificant today will provide some of the most value and services that we haven't even thought of at this point in time.
I think we'll see an increasing demand as print purchasers request sustainable solutions. So they'll be asking for more environmentally friendly print solutions. And I think the trend for the quick turnaround, et cetera, will still continue to be a demand placed on a lot of printers.
Well, I think the big one is the role of the document. And I'm asked this often. What do you think the role of the document will be in 2011, 2013, and beyond? And there are many projections about the placements of printers and run lengths and all of that. But I think the real important thing to understand inside of this is what the role of the document is going to be. I think increasingly the role of the document is going to be a bridge between the paper world and the digital world.
Well, I think the biggest thing for the industry is the way media is produced is changing pretty rapidly. Obviously digital is having a big impact on traditional offset, but you also have the inkjet technologies that are really getting better and better and more cost effective. So I think really the change that's going to occur is the integration of all these different technologies and how to best utilize them to maximize the profitability for the companies out there.